Welcome. Welcome home, Super Rock Starseeds. Welcome home. Love beings, welcome home. My name is Melissa Bryce, and I will be your multi-dimensional cosmic tour guide today. We are going to talk a little bit about starseeds and origins of starseeds and what that means. And I'm going to start with showing you my blanket. I had a beautiful client that made me a quilt. Starseed quilt with the theme of my UFO tour that I get to travel around and do UFO tours all over and in Sedona, and I just thought that was the kindest gift, so thank you, Ginger. What an amazing blessing and gift, really. Thank you. And so to all the starseeds, I say it is a really cool time. And it might not matter exactly, precisely your original origins, because there are so many pieces to this, so many pieces in our etheric DNA and where we come from in our multi-dimensions, that it's hard to put to words, language. And it's hard to make our human minds understand. But some of the backgrounds that we might have could be Pleiadian, Arcturian, Andromedan, Lyran, and the Lyrans are particularly present right now as the cleansing and clearing of the templates of Atlantis and the distortion that came with healing and that unconditional love, that goddess energy that was just really distorted, goddess energy, and the laws of the universe that were described to humanity incorrectly with tainted pieces in it are being cleansed and cleared. So those codes are being worked on. The Lyrans, I'm sure there are many other star families and star races who are helping, but in particular the Lyrans are also really involved in that right now. And so there could be a cat or animal star being theme going on, and extra star beings helping us out as we are ready and become able to connect, communicate, and understand in our Christed energies, our Christed selves, our higher selves. Some of the other origins, let's see. Sirian, I think I already said Arcturian, Anunnaki. We know that as some of the guardians of the earth. Goddess energy that was really tainted in some ways and out of divinity. But the the Anunnaki are being balanced out as well. Some of the layers of the star families and beings are really balancing some stuff out in those multi-dimensions, as it is up to us to balance it out here, because we are the star beings. And I have found it so much fun when in a past life regression or spiritual hypnosis that I do all the time, some of the pure divine light star beings come in and bring message and help readjust and heal people in different ways, and I find that cool. So there are a whole lot of them, and many I don't know all the names to, and sometimes we come up with different names that are just pretty amazing. So that is indeed interesting, and those starseed pieces of who we are in our etheric royal lines are being activated more and more and more, and it brings our divinity in alignment in that Christed frequency, that who you are. That's your sacred truth, your sacred union. So I am getting a quick message, and we'll pull a couple cards and see if there's anything in the theme of the energy that we can know right now. So I'm asking Pure Divine Light, what can we know right now? What can help us the most? The Starseed directive. The message is it does matter. So some of the things that were tainted in the past, like overtaken by darker thoughts, energies, the inverted matrix, and as JFK always says, it's almost like it's going along on our timeline, and it's supposed to, unfold like this, and the dark energies have designed something to wrap it backwards and push it backwards and almost like saran wrap us in, clog it, block it, and keep us in quarantine in this really low energy frequency. And so those are being peeled away, and back in flow. So the star families, the celestial beings that help us, the Native American, indigenous cultures, and all over throughout history, cultures have spoken of the star beings, and they are fully active. They will not fix it for us. We are the star beings that are here to fix it, to bring back Christ, all of those things. But they are saying that they hold that energy and we are there with them as well. So they are intervening, divinely intervening in pure divine light when necessary. They bring us messages, and they're bringing us messages that in the past that we've got distorted or we were scared of, but now it's a little bit more apparent that they're bringing light messages and codes that are not tainted with the distorted mindsets and things like that. So let's see what else we can know. If you want to, you can ask them and call them. They will telepathically talk to you. They will not like bother you or come in your house or be weird or anything like that. And if you do want healing, you can ask God's source light with all the layers of the multi-dimensions of only pure divine light, no intentions other than highest good for all, star family, star beings, celestial beings, angels, guides, guardian angels to help you, and you will feel that answer coming to you, and you will feel that coming in. They're saying that over the many millennia, the darker energies, lower fallen beings definitely threaded in it's almost like blockages so that we couldn't communicate correctly, and almost like mind controls. So part of it's the shadow that we've been clearing. See what we got. Of course it is. The one that we stopped on was Star Family. So if you would like to communicate and connect with your star family, and not in a weird, gross, scary way, just know that they can hear you. And you can, again, ask for only pure divine light, only for pure sacred truth, and only the highest good. You'll just know, you'll be able to start recognizing that frequency if you have a guide or star family member that you would like to talk to on occasion and ask for help with. Remember, they're connected in your line with source. So you're not praying to them, you're not bringing in the false light, but you're asking for that clear, clean line to source, and ask for help from the dimension of your star families to come in. And I think some of you would like to know if we are really resonating with Starseed, chosen, anointed. You might want to know what your star family backgrounds are, and sometimes maybe perhaps a healer, a psychic, a medium can help you with that, or I still just recommend that past life regression and ask for your star families and origins to come in. Because if you can see it in that clarity, and it pushes away all the distortion in your subconscious, all the distortion, and you can connect, and you can see it, hear, and feel, and taste it. It connects and awakens that piece of you in your Christed energy, your template. They're saying there's nothing to fear. In these times, everyone's fearful, and it's been just almost like pumped in or embedded in the energies or the circumstances around us. So we know all of you are tired and exhausted, and there's just an energy of fear around us. But again, if you would like to ask for assistance, help, we are glad to be here for you. They're saying, so that's star family energies and how to communicate with them. And they're saying highest good only. I used to say, because the star beings are different than just your guardian angel, that feels a little bit more comfortable in the archangels. I always say archangels most high, not the archons or the inverted archangels or fallen angels, but the archangels most high are pretty clear and easy and Christed energy. You can tell which one's which, and communication. The star beings are a little bit strange. They might not be to you, Starseeds, but they can be. And so if you ask for the highest good and you ask them to prove it, show their truth, their sacred heart, and cleanse and clear any soul contracts you have with any lower entities or energies or attachments, that can be part of your shadow work. This is funny. I got mothership. I'm seeing that many of the Starseeds will be gathering with each other and not joining groups and having to be like each other or believe exactly like the other, but being able to cross paths with each other, certain particular origin types, like frequencies of who you are. And you might be seeing extra things in the sky. So part of the illusion, part of it is part of the like holographic stuff, and part of it is your true star family. And so you can ask, and not in a scary way, not in landing in your backyard, because I would be skeptical of those things, but showing their starships so that you can see them, and that we can our minds can continue to awaken to more and more and more highest good of all. And even from a few years ago, from ancient aliens, we might start understanding and having more clarity on piece by piece, step by step in our awakening. Okay, this is the last one I'm going to pull. Set your vibration. Look at that indigo blues coming in, that blue beam energy. I really like this set your vibration. To me, it feels like you can ask for that purified manifestation, wish, dream come true, and you can ask Source God to align you with the right vibration, the true, correct, pure vibration with your heart's desires and your truth. And you can speak to the cosmos, and the universe will come back with loving, beautiful, divinely guided answers and truths for you in different ways. Watch your signs, because I think some people are starting to recognize that the patterns and everything, not only numbers, but the signs in everything. And it feels really cool. So I'm excited for you. Some of you starseeds that have felt very alone and isolated, remember that you have been really holding and anchoring the light in particular frequencies in different ways, in different places, and in different circumstances. And you sort of had to be alone, like God not only shielded you from knowing what was going on over here, but having to engage in lower vibration stuff, which all of the starseeds are what I would call very empathic and knowing. So God had to keep you from knowing stuff sometimes, and sometimes separate. So really God had to separate some of the light workers, the starseeds, the chosen, the anointed, to keep them away from some of the grasping fingers as we are continuing to cut cords, clear, release attachments, things like that, that have been embedded in humanity, or things done in the dark to humanity and things done in the dark to you. And so God has pushed away some of that. We didn't have to look at it. We just didn't have to know. You weren't supposed to on some of it. And some of the reasons it's been so lonely and alone in parts of our lives for some of us who are starseeds is because you just had to be separated. And the very essence of this world, every vibration, being so empathic, being so aware and awake, was grimy, gross, and also some of the starseeds are the most targeted. So if your consciousness is groovy and you have a particular light frequency that seen and unseen energies in these groups, the industry kind of notices you. So indeed, it is time for the yearning and loneliness to be cleansed and cleared away, so that you can see, touch, hear, feel home in you, come home in you, instead of feeling like that ET phoning home, like I miss home, and the sadness and the grief that was imposed into humanity and really targeted the starseeds. You will start feeling some of that uplift and be released forever and ever. And I think it'll be really cool to really cross paths with some of the next phase, the next cycle, the next level starseed soulmates, soul family, soul friends that are activated in similar frequencies and have possibly connections or purposes and missions in similar ways. Some of you have super cool, I mean super cool, twin soul flames that are also starseeds, magicians, just amazing advanced people that have also probably been through something similar, like that's been sort of left behind or felt left behind, or alone or isolated or misunderstood. Or I remember, a long time ago, someone asked me, well, what do you want in this world? And I said, I want someone to know me. And I just don't think that that's happened yet. And I'm feeling that be really prominent in this next cycle for many starseeds. And if you're starting to think like, oh my gosh, the craziness is taking over my family, friends, and loved ones, and they're just the body snatchers, some of that will be corrected, and they can come back and also reciprocate and balance and be in balance in that eternal circle of light, infinite light that you are. But some of you have super beautiful twin souls and divine counterparts, soul families, soul tribes. And it's not that you need to change or be around people all the time, but that heavy yoke chains, imprisonment to missing home is coming back into wholeness. Transmute that, clear that. And some of you were also somewhat in bondage in some of the dark, like you were taken and imprisoned in other places. So you have a big chunk of who you are imprisoned in other places, tortured, used by dark beings. And so there's been rescue missions going on all along. Soul retrieval, fragmented pieces of who we are, but we're being rescued, and the trafficking of human beings throughout history and used for different purposes, experiments, abuse, slavery is being corrected, and those pieces are being freed. So some of you feel that yearning, that isolation, that not belonging, because there's a piece of who you are that has been enslaved with dark beings and demons and darkness. And remember, that was never your fault. It's also probably a compliment in a way, because you're the light and you did not consent. It was not your fault. But remember, some of the fallen societies and templates and civilizations, like let's just take Atlantis, were overtaken by darkness, dark magicians that did everything to take everything that you love. They kind of fed off of the light, the essence. And there's fragmented pieces and imprisoned pieces of people, starseeds, out there. And so those are being undone, corrected, rectified, and continuing to have, in these next days, weeks, and months, those pieces of possibly who you are that's felt so far alone, lonely, yearning for home, so far away, brought back into your wholeness, in your Christed self, back home in your pure divine blueprint. Some of those beings came in as our twin flames, or the first go of it, so that we could be undone from those bondages. Some bonded with us, of those dark beings, while we were not even paying attention. And some seen and unseen beings did. So it was not your consent, it was not your fault. Almost nobody could make it stop, because they don't listen. They don't follow the laws of the universe. They don't follow they're not like you, is what I'm saying. And so a lot of that has been corrected, and you will feel this over the next days, weeks, months, and we can ask for that. If anyone is in bondage in some ways that are incomprehensible to our human minds in any way, we ask for the soul retrieval, the fragmented people retrieval, and any template, timeline, layer, level of who you are, to be released in forever and brought back into wholeness and that Christed balance in who you are. Is there anything else that the Starseeds can know right now? Remember, if you are a twin soul, Starseed, Earth Angel, Lightworker, if you have a twin flame or divine counterpart, some of them have also been tortured in different layers of the multi-dimensions and taken off, and those pieces were just stripped of all of who they are, remembrance of who they are. So many of you might be coming into contact with others who just have a spark of remembrance of who you are, and there's a lot of love and joy and celebration going on in the universe. Let's see what else we got. Oh, that's the back of the card. Halcyon. I don't know if that's a star. Starseed. But now you are back into your placement and where you're supposed to be. I'm going to have to look up in the Pleiadian Oracle deck the Halcyon card. It's the number 7. Some of the people want to know, really interested in learning occult things. Remember, learn the not in inverted way, not interfering in other people's lanes, but the mysteries and answers and truth of the universe. And you can call upon Archangel Raziel as well for that. The brightest star in our Pleiades constellation, all attuned to the heart, that is the Halcyon. The grand central sun of our galaxy is actually made up of multiple stars whose rays of light all directly passing through her gateway toward Earth. Halcyon is a cosmic emitter, How about this? The Universal Living Library of Creation Templates. There we go. I talk about it all the time. I should know this. Abundance, go for it. Prosperity, choice, follow your bliss. New path, new opportunities, and travel. I feel like you will understand these template codes. And this is cool that I got to learn this today. But it feels like to me that this is the key, like the literal key to the higher Akash, which are the higher records. And all the Starseeds might be coming into recognition, knowledge of that key being in them. Who knows, I might name the next dog or cat. Alcyon. Feel like many understandings, mysteries, gifts, magics are coming into humanity to be known and understood and used responsibly in the correct way. So these templates, the universal templates of how things work, it feels like that knowledge, wisdom, truth of each layer of consciousness of templates, civilizations, knowledge, it feels like the key is in you. And it's being activated step by step. These are the mysteries of all that have ever been. So this one's pretty cool. Sound Codex. There's another Earth Guardian. See the frequencies? Again, there's this Atlantean energy field that has been cleansed and cleared, or being cleansed and cleared in every layer and every way of who we are. And we're going to understand the ancient truth. And the frequencies and tones that they've been smashed into us, but they have been turned down into a lower vibration so that we are controllable and imprisoned. So this is coming in to be tuned up so that we are in perfect divine order with the cosmos, not with like the overlords, not like the fruit of the Illuminati. Could be much further than that. But I'm seeing like Starseed awakenings like never before. And you will know the clarity of why it had to be quiet, why you had to be sort of isolate, why we felt that yearning perhaps at different times, and the release of almost like Stockholm Syndrome that humanity has to believe and listen, like leaders or systems that have failed us every single time, and it really causes us pain. Those things we're going to wake up to. The Starseeds are going to lead with different keys, bringing the different tuning up keys into the frequencies and into the structures of energetic structures around us. And we're going to actually, sometimes when we do energy cleansing, clearing, I call it spiritual engineering, that mixes shamanic practices, frequency, energy cleansing, clearing. When we mix all of that in with tones, one of the reasons I've always been drawn to music, played music as a young person easily, like that's one of my things, is because the sound makes a difference and can vibrate through our body in the circumstances and change everything within seconds. And it feels like that if and when we wake up and realize we can change the sound codes around us, then the delusional, gross matrix that builds our energetic structure around us can fall much quicker, and we will easily go, whew, feels good. Whew, feels good. And we can stay in the frequencies that bring us healthiness, happiness, wholeness, and that we feel at home in, where we can connect and our starseed selves can really realize and know all the mysteries and the magics of the universe. Remember, ask for help if you want from any of your star families of celestial beings. And you can, again, ask for pure divine light only. No agendas, just in Christed truth. And that you will receive. God is in everything. Everything. Thank you all so much. I appreciate the likes, shares, and subscribes. Hope this was helpful and gives you some ideas on your own starseed journey. And I will see you soon. If anyone would like an appointment or a out of this world cosmic reading, past life regression, spiritual, groovy hypnosis, cosmic hypnosis, the links are in the box below. And I shall see you soon. I look forward to it. Thank you all so much.